Hey everybody, this is 22 Tiger Dude here, and I'm here to review Child's Play. So Child's Play is directed by Tom Holland. The film is written by Tom Holland, John Mafia, and Dan Mancini. And the film is about when the mother gives her little son named Andy a doll for his own birthday. But this doll turns out to be possessed, and he'll do anything to basically get close to Andy. So before I review Child's Play, my guest star, Justin Watches Movies, is going to be reviewing this film. So Justin, take it away.
Thank you 22 Tiger Dude for allowing me to be on your channel here to discuss Child's Play, or as I like to call it, Chucky 1. I grew up watching the Chucky series, and I never knew that a movie about a toy doll would really terrify me and creep me out. I saw Child's Play when I was in about 5th grade, and this movie really disturbed me. It was a movie about a doll that came to life and just went around killing a bunch of people, and this movie played so well on a absurd idea, a really creative idea, and just made it so suspenseful. You took this little doll that had pretty much like a potty mouth and just was way over the top and was a classic horror character and really established itself as one of the biggest movie series ever. And it took this crazy idea and this crazy over the top character and somehow managed to make it really suspenseful, really dark, and really entertaining. This movie from the beginning to the end had me entertained throughout. If it was the unpredictable moments from Chucky or the moments waiting for Chucky to come to life, everything in here just made me smile. When I was a kid, it made me cry, but now it makes me smile. The doll for the 80s or 90s, was it the 90s? I don't know what year it was, but it looked really great. The doll itself looked really cool, and then when it came to life, I was really surprised at how they managed to do that. It honestly looked believable, like a real doll could come to life and just stab me. The music in here as well makes it very creepy, and I think the person who voiced Chucky made this movie so much more creepy. So Child's Play, I never really refer to this movie as Child's Play. It was always Chucky 1, because there was Chucky 2 for me, and Chucky 3, and then Chucky 4, Chucky 5. It was just Chucky. Really creeped me out as a kid. The second one really creeped me out when I watched it. I remember watching it at a birthday party around like 3 a.m. in the morning. I was just really scared. And now I just really enjoy watching them. It takes me back to when I first watched them. So I'm going to go ahead and give Child's Play an A+. This is hands down one of the best horror films I've ever seen. It's one of the most enjoyable films I've ever seen. And it's a highly effective suspenseful movie as well. So thank you 22 Tiger Dude for allowing me to be on your channel to talk about Child's Play. Halloween is always the best time to discuss this series. So this is Just Watch the Movies. 22 Tiger Dude has it and I have it as well, and that is Tiger Power!
Thank you so much, Justin, for reviewing Child's Play. Child's Play is a film I actually had a lot of fun with. I really enjoyed this horror comedy film. It's honestly a balance of both. It could be both a horror film and a comedy film because there are moments you could be creeped out by, definitely, but there are also moments that you could laugh at. But there are also moments you could both laugh and be creeped out by, and that's something I have to admire when it comes to Child's Play. I like that Child's Play really balanced those two genres, and I think it's actually a very perfectly balanced film when it comes to having the horror elements and the comedy elements, although I can understand how people could view this more as a comedy because this is a very comedic film, but it's comedic in a very dark way. First of all, I have to say it, Brad Dourif as the voice of Chucky, just brilliant voice work right there. Seriously, he is what brings Chucky to life. If it wasn't for Brad Dourif, I don't know if Chucky would be as intimidating as he is in this film. Chucky is a very terrifying character, and it's all thanks to the way Brad Dourif portrays him. And it's really interesting how Chucky, he talks like this really innocent child, and then as the film progresses, he just grows into this very evil, intimidating adult form, and that's when Brad Dourif comes in and he really lends his role very well. So Chucky is a great character, and it's thanks to Brad Dourif. I also do think that Alex Vincent gives a very impressive child performance as Andy. I thought he did a very good job. He was very believable in his role. When he's running from Chucky or he's trying to catch Chucky, like, you can tell that this kid is scared, and when he gets scared, there's one moment where he's freaking crying, and it kind of breaks your heart watching it because he just makes it so believable. It's a very impressive child performance, and all credit goes to Alex Vincent. He was honestly really good in this film. Catherine Hicks also does a really good job, despite being that cliched mother that doesn't really believe her own child. I actually thought she did a very good job. And I also have to give credit to Chris Sarandon as this detective. He did a really good job in this film. I did enjoy him, even though he is one of those cliches. I don't believe that certain someone. He was really good. And what I did really like about this film is actually Tom Holland's direction. He did a really good job directing the film, really putting you in this scary atmosphere of this possessed doll that just really wants to get close to Andy. And he did a really nice job of just really putting you in this atmosphere. This movie has really beautiful cinematography. The music in this film is very haunting as well, really putting you in the mood and this atmosphere. And the script, not to mention, it's actually very well done because of how self-aware that this script is. When when Chucky is trying to get everyone, Chucky pretty much going out and killing people, but it's really because of how self-aware the script is with everything that's happening that makes the film honestly a whole lot of fun. And of course, yes, as I said, when you see Chucky doing some things, it looks very impressive. The way Chucky moves, he moves very fluidly, like when he walks, when he runs. Not so much like with the stabbing parts, but when he's just walking or running, it honestly does look very believable, and I really did like seeing that, to be honest. And I did like the climax, despite it being rather rushed. I did really enjoy the climax. I thought it was very intense. There were a lot of moments where I would laugh, but there were also moments where I would actually be at the edge of my seat, to be honest. Now, as far as Child's Play does go, my only problems with this film is that, yes, there are horror cliches, definitely, and I don't mind cliches really, but when it comes to horror cliches, the cliches here can be quite bothersome. Like, for example, there's a cliche where the mother doesn't believe the child. We see that a lot in horror films. There's a cliche where the police officer doesn't believe either police officer, detective in this film. Also, when people believe that this child is crazy and he goes to a mental hospital, and it does get predictable whenever Chucky's gonna kill a certain character as well. So yes, this is filled with horror cliches and all that, and like I said, I wouldn't normally have a problem with that, but some of the cliches here in Child's Play were actually quite bothersome in my opinion. I also thought that the climax can also feel kind of rushed. As much as I did really enjoy the climax, there were definitely moments, especially when we get to the last, 5 minutes, where it did feel kind of rushed to me. And I will say some of the things that Chucky does as far as visually goes, it did look a little bit fake in my opinion. Like, there's one scene, and I'm not going to spoil it, where Chucky smacks someone with the bat, and oh my god, that scene did not look that great. Even for a movie that came out around the 1980s, it did not even look good for that time, if I have to be perfectly honest. But overall, I did really enjoy Child's Play. I had a lot of fun with this movie, to be honest. It was very self-aware on the kind of film that it is. Tom Holland's direction is really great. The performances were really good. It has, honestly, what I consider one of the most impressive child performances from Alex Vincent. Brad Dourif brings the character of Chucky to life, and it's honestly just a lot of fun. It is your horror cliched kind of film, but it is still a lot of fun because of how funny it can be and because how intense it can be. It blends those things all together, so because of that, I am going to give Child's Play 3 out of 4 stars. So you guys, in the comments down below, let me know what you think about Child's Play, and I would also love to thank Justin Watches Movies for coming here to review Child's Play. He's a very cool dude, you guys. He reviews movies, he loves movies, just a great channel overall. So if you guys want to check out his channel, I will leave a link in the description down below. This is 22 Tiger Dude here, and don't forget that I will always have Tiger Power!